Hi everybody, Lily Kilfoy, the Kid Chef here. Welcome back. Today we're going to make a barbecue pizza, instant pot macaroni and cheese, and fresh squeezed lemonade. We're going to start out with our instant pot mac and cheese. I'm going to add 1 pound of macaroni to my instant pot. Instant pot is a pressure cooker, guys, but it has a saute function. It's really awesome. I love to use it with kids because I can take this to the library, camping, all sorts of different places where there's no stove, and it's a little bit safer than an open flame stove top for kids to cook stuff like macaroni and cheese with. So here we go. We're going to dump our pasta in there. We're going to add 4 cups of water. This is a super easy recipe, you guys. And we're going to add some salt. Add 1 tablespoon of salt. All right, now we're going to cook our noodles for 4 minutes on pressure cook. So I'm going to go ahead. Turn it on. Plug it in first, that might help. Turn on my Instant Pot to manual setting. Go ahead. Ooh, I love that sound. Make sure that the lid is sealed. And it's on manual, but it says 25, so I'm going to have to go ahead and set my timer to only 4 minutes. All right, so we're going to cook our noodles for 4 minutes, guys. And then after the noodles are cooked, we'll let out the pressure and we'll add some additional ingredients. And we'll have macaroni and cheese. Super easy to make Lily's Instant Pot mac and cheese. All right, so while that cooks, we're going to go ahead and make our pizza, you guys. I have some fresh pizza dough that I made here. You can use whatever is your favorite dough recipe, or you can use mine. Oh, smells so good. So we're going to make Tatum's barbecue pizza today. And Tatum loves mushrooms, some some Satan bacon, some red pepper, and barbecue sauce. So we're going to have a barbecue pizza, barbecue bacon pizza. All right, so let's go ahead and cut up these mushrooms, guys. We're going to go ahead and cut up all of our different toppings here and put them aside. The mushrooms are really awesome for kids to be able to cut with a Curious Chef knife because they're nice and soft. One of the greatest things for kids to learn how to chop up are mushrooms. So we're just going to go ahead and dice those. And then we'll go ahead and dice up our red pepper and our Satan bacon as well. If you like portobello mushrooms, those would be really delicious here as well. If you're not a mushroom lover, well, I encourage you to try it anyways because mushrooms have such a good flavor and such a good texture on pizza. My kid thinks he doesn't like mushrooms, but he's going to eat this tonight, I bet. All right, getting our mushrooms nice and sliced. All of these ingredients are from the Willie Street Co-op. Beautiful mushrooms, red pepper, Satan bacon, mozzarella cheese, and barbecue sauce. And it takes a little while for your Instant Pot to build pressure, guys, so the timer's not going to start right away. The timer won't start until the pressure is built. So we'll just go ahead and wait for that to happen. So besides our barbecue pizza, we're also going to make a fresh squeezed lemonade today. Going to be delicious. All righty. Oop, I had 2 mushrooms stuck together growing, guys. All righty. So mushrooms are nice and sliced. I don't know about you guys, but I love barbecue sauce on my pizza instead of red sauce. You could also use a white sauce on pizza instead of typical marinara sauce if you wanted to do something different. Okay, so here is my Satan bacon. This is from this is a brand called Upton's. You could also use real meat bacon too if you'd like, or ham, and just slice it into little pieces. Make sure that if it's real bacon that it's cooked through ahead of time. And so you could use your scissors to slice this, or excuse me, snip this, or you could use your kid's, your Curious Chef knife. I'm going to use my real chef knife here. Make sure you're very, very careful when you slice ingredients using a real chef knife. And then I also have a paring knife here, guys. This is kind of what your kid would use after using the Curious Chef knife. They move up to a paring knife and then eventually to a real chef knife. They usually use the Curious Chef knife until kids are about 10 years old. And then I'll let them use this type of knife, the paring knife. And then around middle school, if they've had a lot of experience with the paring knife, they can move up to a chef knife. I know that sounds pretty young, but I've used the chef knife with kids in many middle school programs. All right, so our bacon is diced. Let's go ahead and chop up our red pepper. I love red pepper on pizza. This pizza would be really good with some spinach, some sweet corn. There's lots of different things that you could put on a barbecue pizza if you're not into mushrooms or faux bacon. All right. Love me some red pepper. You could also use a green pepper or an orange pepper. Yellow pepper, those nice little teeny tiny bell peppers are awesome too. I like to have my pepper diced pretty small for my pizza. Alrighty, so now that I have my toppings prepped, let's go ahead and roll out our pizza dough. I have some bread flour here that I'm going to use to roll with. If you only have all-purpose on hand, that's fine too. Okay. My rolling pin, guys. We're going to use this to roll out our pizza dough. We're going to make pan pizza today. This is going to be kind of like a Rocky Rococo style pizza, Detroit style. We're going to put it in this tinfoil pan here, square pizza, and bake it in the oven. Okay, so we need to roll our dough into a rectangle since we have a rectangle pan. Let's go ahead and get that started. And I went ahead and made this dough smell so good. We're just going to put some flour on our surface and some flour on our rolling pin, and that's going to prevent our dough from sticking to our surface. Oh, it's a hard job, guys. Cooking really builds your muscles. You always want to use from your shoulders instead of your wrists. I always tell kids that's using your leverage, and that's why chefs stand up versus sitting down. Got to use that leverage. All right, I'm going to work on my dough here for a minute. This dough is made out of bread flour, yeast, olive oil, salt, water, and a little bit of sugar. And if you can't get your pizza dough into a perfect rectangle, that's okay, guys, because you really can stretch it out in the pan using your fingers. Ooh, a lot of work here. You guys can trade off letting your little ones practice rolling, you taking a turn. Just keep it going, use those muscles, use that leverage, and eventually you'll be there. All right, so this is looking pretty good. So here I have my rectangle pan, and I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of olive oil in it. so that my dough doesn't stick. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and pick up this pizza dough. Oh, I'm going to get this a little bit thinner, guys, just by putting it on my hand stick in our crust. We don't want our crust too thick in our pan, excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to push it down in my pizza pan. And there's a part here that doesn't have any dough, but that's okay. We're going to kind of work the dough over to that corner. Oh, the Instant Pot is starting to rock and roll, guys. You hear that? That's the pressure building up. That means that our noodles are cooking. After they're cooked, I'll tell you what we do next. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some of this dough over here. We got to get our pizza pan nice and even with our pizza dough. I love pan pizza, but you can also make this very, very thin and use a pizza stone or a sheet tray and make a thin crust pizza if that's what you'd like at home. All right, guys, this is looking pretty good. Can you see our pan right there? Okay, now we want to just kind of fold the crust so that it's nice and even. And I think we're ready for our barbecue sauce. So here I have some Triple Crown barbecue sauce. This is my favorite, but you should go ahead and use your favorite. And I'm going to use half a cup of sauce. I'm going to eyeball that. You can go ahead and measure it if you need. Half a cup of barbecue sauce. And then we'll use a rubber spatula to go ahead and spread it evenly onto our crust. Okay, barbecue sauce is all spread out. And now we're going to take some mozzarella cheese. I have some already shredded mozzarella cheese, or you can shred your own, or you can use sliced mozzarella cheese here. I have some chunks. I think I'll use some sliced as well, if this is enough. Oh, it looks like it's actually the perfect amount. Okay, great. That's the perfect amount of cheese, you guys. And so we're going to put on some of our red pepper. Let me move my head out of the way so you can actually see our pizza here. Put on some red pepper, not too much, just enough. Some of our seitan bacon, or your real bacon or ham. And our mushrooms. This would be really delicious with pineapple as well, you guys. I love pineapple on pizza. Okay. So that is our pizza, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in a 450-degree oven for 20 minutes. And when it comes out, it's going to be nice and golden brown and delicious. And while our pizza cooks, we're going to go ahead and finish our macaroni and cheese and make some fresh squeezed lemonade. All right, so now let's start to juice some lemons, you guys, for our fresh squeezed lemonade. Here I have a juicer, an electric juicer, so much fun to use with kiddos. Let's get our lemons out. All righty, I'm going to go ahead and rinse our lemons, you guys, just to make sure they're nice and clean on the outside too. And I'm going to go ahead and slice them in half with my chef knife. We're going to use 1.5 cups of juice, fresh lemon juice. And if you don't have an electric juicer, you can go ahead and use your Mexican lime squeezer and do it all manually. That's a lot of fun also. And make sure if you're going to go that route that you roll those lemons first to kind of loosen the juice. All right, I think this is looking good. So let's go ahead and start juicing these lemons, guys. We only got 1 minute left on our Instant Pot. Oh, that's the beep. So now we need to release the pressure. I'm going to use my knife to move over my pressure release valve. And you can hear it. We got a lot of noise going between the juicer and the Instant Pot. Maybe I'll make a half a batch of lemonade right now, guys. So we're going to shoot for 3/4 cup of lemon juice. So let's go ahead and measure it. All right, we got a half a cup. We need some more. All right, I think we're just about there. We're going to have the perfect amount of lemon. And so you guys are probably wondering how we're going to sweeten this. We're going to use something called simple syrup. I went ahead and made that ahead of time. I just took some sugar and some water and I boiled it and then I cooled that down and now I have a syrup here. It's brown because I used organic sugar and we'll mix that with water and the lemon juice to make our lemonade. All right, let's go ahead and see if we have 3/4 cup here. I think we do. And this last one will be good to go. Okay, guys, got our lemon juice, fresh squeezed. And we're gonna go ahead and pour it into this lovely pitcher back here. All right, so let's stop a second on our fresh squeezed lemonade and let's go ahead and remove the lid to our Instant Pot and check out our noodles. Woo, a lot of steam coming out. Let that steam come out for a minute while I check out our recipe. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch it to the saute method, you guys. And that means that instead of having the pressure build up, it's gonna make the bottom of the pan in the Instant Pot nice and hot. So we press cancel to cancel the pressure. And now we're gonna press the saute button. Okay, so that's on. And we're gonna add some butter. We need 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We have a lot of salt in there already. So we're gonna use unsalted. We're gonna put that in there and we're gonna measure out a little bit of spices. We're gonna use a 1/2 teaspoon of each garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. If you don't have smoked paprika, you can use regular paprika, but it adds just a lovely smoky flavor. All right, there's my garlic. Here's my onion. Here's my paprika. And once we have our butter melted, we're going to go ahead and add some evaporated milk and just a tiny bit of water. All right, so we're going to use a spoon to move the butter around with the spices because that's a saute. Okay. Just make sure you don't let your noodles stick to the bottom of the pan. All right, our butter's melted, so now I'm going to add my can of evaporated milk here, you guys, and my water. Let's see how much water we need. We just need Sorry. A 1/4 cup of water. Okay, so we're gonna let that come to a simmer before we go ahead and start to add our cheeses. We're gonna use some cream cheese and some medium cheddar cheese. I have a white cheddar cheese and a yellow cheddar cheese today, and some delicious cream cheese, like I said. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish mixing up our lemonade, you guys. So I'm gonna use half of my simple syrup since we're making a half batch here. And then we're gonna measure out 5 cups of water. Actually 4 cups of water. And a cup of ice, so it'll be nice and cold. There's 2. Here's 4. All right, let's check this mac and cheese. Looking delicious, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and add my cream cheese now. We're gonna add, whoops, cream cheese fallen. We're gonna add just a little at a time. We don't wanna add it all at once. We wanna slice it and make sure that it's in small pieces so that we don't get any lumps. And we also wanna use softened cream cheese. All right, there we go. Cream cheese in the pot. I'm starting to smell our pizza, you guys. It's smelling great. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some ice for our lemonade. Ha ha ha, it's gonna be so good. And a spoon to stir it on up. And let's give our lemonade a taste while we wait for our pizza and our macaroni and cheese to finish. From the school to make do, we have a noodle scooper we're using to stir our lemonade with. That's just fine. You want to give it a try with me, Mom? Let's try this lemonade. Alrighty. Salud. A little bit sweet.
Kind of sweet. Oh, it's very tasty.
So refreshing. The kids will love it sweet. All right, guys. Now we're going to add our 3 cups of cheddar cheese to the Instant Pot. I got some sharp yellow cheddar, and I have some mild white cheddar. We're going to combine them to make a medium cheddar. And we're going to go ahead and stir this up. Try our mac and cheese next. Cheesy. A lot of times when people make mac and cheese, they make it on the stove top and they make something called a roux that is flour and oil, and they use it as a thickening agent for a milk sauce. And it can be a little bit complicated, but this doesn't need all of that. So it's a lot easier to make. A lot more approachable, especially for kids. All right. So the one thing that's left, guys, is our barbecue pizza. It's not quite ready yet, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out and show it to you guys, and then pop it back in there to finish. That way you can see it cooking. Oh, our pizza's looking so good, guys. Our barbecue pizza, almost ready. Needs about 6 more minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and taste this macaroni and cheese. Get myself a little bowl here. Oh, the macaroni and cheese looks so good. So this is ready to turn off, guys, once your cheese is all melted. It's delicious. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I'm gonna check out and eat my macaroni and cheese and pizza. Have a great day.